an hour before we started trying to talk, but then I kind of quit.
Oh, good job, Nate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Damage Check episode 80-something. I am Jose, the captain. I'm joined with Braxton, the Express, and the Phantom Nate. And we're going to do our usual wait 5 minutes as we let people trickle in, talk about something completely unrelated. So I'll start off by introducing everyone to Nate's new computer. It's glowing.
Hey, it's great.
Her name is Skynet.
See, you're supposed to come up with a name for it, and I don't have a good name for it.
I just gave you a name. I literally
No,
just gave you a name.
It's how 5,000, man.
I
can't let you do that, Dave.
So pretty.
I can't let you do that, Dave. I can't let you do that, Nate. I can't let you do that, Nate.
I'm gonna come up with some like 1980s disco throwback name for it, and it's gonna be great. I just don't know that name off the top of my head.
Just call it Proto Man.
I still think Skynet is a perfectly acceptable name for a computer.
I actually do like just watching the RAM light up. That's all I'm really watching. I'm looking at my camera. I'm just like watching the RAM light up. It's great. It's great. RGB RAM, best thing ever invented. Some would claim fire. I would rebut them with RGB RAM.
I would say fire.
No,
because without fire,
you were wrong.
No. Okay.
Just note to self chat, if you want to get Nate to sign something without looking at it, just make sure it flashes in RGB.
Oh yeah,
probably
RGB. That'll catch my attention all day long. The only problem I'm having
Johnny Five! That's such a good name! We're gonna call it Johnny Five! What a throwback! No. What a throwback! That's such a good throwback though! Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's a movie about this like old decrepit robot! It's freaking good! It's such a throwback! It's like a 90
It's such a throwback, you don't even know the name.
It's maximum 90s cheese, man. Maximum 90s cheese.
I am slightly concerned. The yellow RGBs are actually coming off a little greenish. So I'm actually going to have to play around a little bit. Because on the RGB scale, it is perfectly yellow. But actually, when I look at it, it's more green. So that's going to take some work. But green RGBs, perfect for Outlast 2, which I can now play. Hey, Jose,
by the way,
play it with me.
I'm not going to play it with nobody. Outlast 2 is scary.
You are such a baby.
I am.
Yeah, Braxton will play it with me. Right, Braxton?
Yeah, but it's a single-player game, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing other than watching, so...
Screaming!
Just wanted to... today is Ryan's birthday, which is why he's not with us. So, if any of you guys know Ryan, talk to Ryan. Go throw him a little shout-out. Give him a little bit of love. It is his birthmas.
He is an old man now.
He is officially 23?
Really? I thought, wow. Time flies.
You know, the best birthday present you could get him? Subscribing to Team Absolution Gaming and Team Absolution Gaming on Twitch. The best birthday present you could ever give him. Your support.
Thanks, Nate.
Yep. Doing my job.
Selling 2 cards to build a full deck, and Jaeger's back. Hey.
He was here last time, I think.
I wasn't here last time, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're never here anymore, man.
Yeah, well, you don't love me anymore. That's just how it is.
That's not. I'm looking for apartments for us. How is that even true? How dare you blaspheme such things? Come on, load faster. I might just deliver on my phone.
Me? What are you looking for? Spoilers?
Yeah, well, no. Like I'm working on it. It's just taking a sweet.
I mean,
sweet
I've got
time
the
here.
spoilers up. It's not that many of them.
Oh.
Mm.
I mean, and we're gonna
Alright.
take like
They're all
talking about
GB8
one.
spoiler.
Not
Well,
all
except
of
for
them.
one.
Shut up.
One of
We're
them
not
is
talking about that one.
GBA.
I am in
Oh,
control.
but aren't we? Oh,
I am in
but
control.
aren't we? So, all right, everybody, welcome to Damage Check episode 80-something. I'm so glad that you joined us on your Wednesday night. The week is almost over, but not without some Vanguard news, spoilers, and everything the like. I am joined with, of course, Braxton, the Express Thompson, doing his Braxton things at home, and also joined with a brand new computer planning to destroy us all, Nate, the Phantom Nate himself.
That's my job.
It's been a pretty crazy week. Well, it's been tame except for one card. It's been pretty tame.
Oh, I got it. Nate, name your computer Harbinger. Assuming direct control. There we go.
All right, now that
I
we got
actually do
that.
like the ring of that. I do like the ring of that.
So now we're gonna talk about spoilers, as we always do. I'll kick off the first one. Chief Deity of the Heavens, Amaterasu. That's the first one, right? Or is there another one before that? Oh, okay. Nate, you get us with the one before that, because I thought that was the first one.
Wow. Trash.
There are multiple before that. Goddess
Oh, wow.
Oh,
of Conclusion, Pallas Athena. GR, it's the Genesis one.
The
It's
GBA
a stride. Yeah. GBA, when this attacks Vanguard, Soul Blast any number of cards, and all of your rear guards get power plus 2k for each card you Soul Blast until the end of turn, and if you Soul Blast 3 or more, this card gets plus 10k and a crit. Woo! So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, in
I
all
actually like this
fairness,
one.
that is what I wanted the DI card to be. I wanted the DI card to get power incrementally like that instead of its crappy little 13 threshold, because what an awkward number.
I mean, I agree in general. I don't think the Genesis can make it a GB8 realistically, but when we talk to GB8s, we ignore that as a restriction because like these are all uniform in their GB8ness. So aside from that, I actually like this card from a skill perspective. Yeah. Braxton, what are your thoughts?
It's okay. I wasn't impressed by it.
I mean, after Die King, you can't really be impressed with much. All right.
So is
let's go ahead and go
Daiking
to the
the
next
gold
one.
standard or the regular
like-
standard? I'm still confused about this.
like-
no, Die King is the gold. We agreed that the DI, I think, was the regular.
Like it. I don't know. I just don't know. Like
If you're better than the DI, you're above standard. If you're less than the DI, you're just a mediocre. And I would say that this is at the DI level or above, so it's good.
you got to Soul Blast so many cards to make your units relevant, but for some reason, I don't know. Like I get this is supposed to be the end all be all, but if they survive the end all be all, you got really nothing left going for you.
I mean, at least you run stands and the power stays. So
That's
stand
true.
triggers. Woo!
And the stands
Okay.
that reset your whole deck.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Okie doke, moving on. The Pale
Yeah,
Moon
it's a
GR. Scream Dragon Master, Dr. Kimberly. Yep. Auto Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 8. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to 5 cards from your soul. Call them to separate Rearguard Circle. Until end of turn, they get power plus 5k, and additionally are considered Abyss Dragon until the end of the battle. This unit gets Kant, Vanguard Circle. This gets plus 10k for each Abyss Dragon on Vanguard Circle.
This card
Yep.
is meh. To me, like, I'm not a huge fan of this card. Also, the Abyss part, unless the comment, we thought about this. Unless the comments can come up with some reason that I can't think and register right now, I don't understand why the Abyss Dragon part is necessary.
So
wait a
Nightmare
second.
Dolls can't do things. That's my vote.
Actually,
Woo!
that's not up.
I mean,
No,
No,
No
but it
worker
says in
voice
a-
for you.
no, because it says in addition.
Additionally. So it's still what it is. It's just additionally the other thing. So
Oh,
Nightmare Dolls
yeah,
can still
darn.
do Nightmare Doll stuff.
I don't know. I think it wanted to be clever. It wanted to be unique.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't work with what Pale Moon does, but I just don't think that like it's enough power all around. It's kind of what Braxton was saying with the other dude, like with the dude we just talked about. It's just like you call 5 dudes and they each get 5K. That's like Gurgwit levels of lines. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right. And then like, yeah, the Vanguard's getting a huge beef, but like, if you can guard Gurgwit, I can argue you could probably guard this. And that's my general consensus. Braxton, what do you think?
Agree. I think Pellman's able to throw a bit more attacks than in a turn than Gurgwit can, but I think this card, it's okay. I guess I don't know. I don't know the Pale Moon death combos, so I'll have to defer to Toby and other like-minded Pale Moon players.
What do you think? What do you think, Nate? Do you like this card? Do you not like this card?
I like it just as a card. Its only limiting factor to me is how good the rear guards are in Pale Moon. Because if you think about it, this is almost exactly like the Royal Paladin one, except this calls from the soul instead of the deck, and that's the difference between Royals and Pale Moon anyways. The only difference is we don't consider Royals just have better rear guards to play with and call out and do things. If Pale Moon gets really good rear guards, this gets better.
That's
See
fair.
what I'm saying?
I can agree with that. It has room to grow as a card. I think so. I think I can understand that. The next card is...
this begs the question, with that being said, is there room to grow or does it limit design space? Because it can go either way.
No, this one, I think that GBA, the Pale Moon one, is beneficial to the clan overall because if they make better cards, then the GBA gets better, which is kind of what they want. It's to be the end all be all anyways.
Right.
GBA to limit card design. You want GBAs just to end games.
True.
So that's my perspective, and from what these skills that we've read, I mean, they're not tech cards. They're definitely cards to put the game to sleep. So, like...
Well, most of them aren't.
Yeah, most of them. I mean, yeah, but the bad ones, they're bad because they don't put the game to sleep. So, the next one is Chief Deity of the Heavens Amaterasu. It is an OTT card. Act Vanguard once per turn. Generation Break 8. Counterblast 1. Look at the 5 cards from the top of your deck. Put up to 3 cards from them into your hand and put each of the rest on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. And at the end of turn, this card gets Auto Vanguard Oracle. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, all the units in your front row get power plus 5K until the end of turn.
Tom just got scary.
On the front row?
Say what?
Money. I said, I hope you have Tom. In the front row. Like, assuming in your top 5 you see 3 triggers or 2 triggers, I mean, to a certain degree. Now, granted, OTT has the ability to stack cards, but now we're talking like Tsukiyomi again. And it's like, is that really where we want to go with this? That's my general thought. What are your guys' thoughts?
At this point in time, I'm wondering how OTT is even going to get that far.
I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, let's ignore that. Let's say OTT could get there. Like, let's say get the GBA.
Well, if they're getting the GB8, then see, if they're getting a GB8 and assuming they have Tom, then I like this card.
I agree. However, I think we're making too many assumptions there. You know what I mean? Like, and
I
that
mean,
hurts the card.
we're already making assumptions that they're making it to GB8. Let's be real here.
Right, but that's an assumption. Braxton, that's an assumption. You weren't here last episode. That's an assumption we're making with every single card we touch here, because they're all GBAs.
Okay.
Like, so, like, it'd be unfair to like ignore a card completely. If they're all GBAs, so we have to all assume that if they're being used, you've made it to GBAs.
True. I mean,
so like we have to take them all at that value.
All right. Well, I think this card's meh. In that case,
I agree. I still agree because, like, sure, assuming, yeah, the card's great. But I just want like 3 stages of assuming to get us there. Assuming you have Tom, assuming you stacked your triggers, and assuming you can get 3 off the top. Yeah, card's bonkers. But that's 3 stages of assuming.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's stacking as much of an assumption. That's kind of what OTT's been doing for a bit now.
Great. I mean, if you have the triple crit in the front row and give your front row plus 15, yeah. And if those 15, if the front row is Tom's, even better. You might just put the game, you might put it to bed there. But, like, you better hope. That's all I'm saying. And also, with heal triggers, that 15 may not be a problem even for Tom. If they have a heal trigger. That's what I meant to say. They get G-guarded.
Right.
So, Nate, what about you?
I like it the more I think about it. So originally, I really didn't like the fact that it drew, because the whole premise is if I'm at GB8, I really don't need to draw because I don't need to survive. I need to straight up kill this man. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm okay with this little bit of draw, because assuming you didn't have the Silent Tom, you have 5 opportunities to draw into one right here. You don't need it on field already. You can draw into it in the top 5 you're checking. So really it becomes, are you checking triggers and or toms? And even if you're not, you're just putting them all to the bottom anyways, and you get 3 fresh checks. So I'm not as concerned about we're assuming a lot, because in all reality, this is 8 checks. What are the chances you're going to hit at least 2 triggers in 8 checks? I feel pretty okay about that. So I like it. Do what? Because you're checking your 5 and then you're drive checking 3. So you can go through up to 8 cards.
But up to 3 of those cards will be the same cards you checked.
No, you can put them on the bottom of the deck.
Right, yeah, but I mean, but I'm saying it's technically not 8 checks because you'll be checking the same cards twice. Is what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you put them on the top.
But if your problem, you're checking them to see if it's a trigger. How about that? You're not actually checking them. You're looking to see if they are a trigger. Okay,
I got you.
There we go.
I got you, fam.
And on the flip side that you didn't have Oracle, well, after this, you probably do now.
Woo!
That's true. I agree with that.
I mean, it's not busted, but I think it's on the better side of mediocre.
Also, a nice little thing of text is you don't have to put any of those cards into your hand. You can just, if for some reason you just pull straight flush triggers, you can just put all 5 back on top.
So let's go to the next card. Nate, you want to go ahead and cover that one?
I can. What is it?
It's Genesis Mechanical Deity Ortho Wilder.
Oh. Yeah. Act. Vanguard Circle. Once per turn. Only once. Generation Break 8. Counterblast 1. Choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. For each card in your opponent's damage zone, choose one of your opponent's open rearguard circles. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand, puts it on the rearguard circle face down as lock. And that's it.
All right. So I think we talked about this card. One, as much as I hate it, I understand why they had to put open rearguard. Because if they hadn't, this thing would have been discard 5 essentially, which would have been stupid. However, I am sad because the open thing means it's going to be completely dependent on your matchups of whether how useful this card is going to be. Aside from that, I'm personally disappointed as a Link Joker player that it isn't really a finisher.
What?
Which is what this isn't a finisher, man. This is Lux Dudes. This is Lux Dudes.
Takes cards out of their hand. That means less.
Yeah, but it's open rearguard circle, Braxton. Open rearguard circle.
Right, because CBD doesn't have a skill to wipe the board.
What? See, yes, at the end of the opponent's turn,
which is the start of your turn. So that means you can go into this on your stride.
Yeah, but if we're talking GB8 stuff, Braxton, it's not realistic that I'm gonna have the soul to kill any of their dudes at GB8.
Now
I've already exhausted my soul as an engine. I'm just saying. Like, I get what you're saying, that, like, yeah, on paper the card's great, but, like, let's add a little bit of realism here.
Now I think you're just using that against me, because when I tried to add a little bit of realism, it was, oh, well, that's too many assumptions.
Well, then, that's what I'm saying, to hurt the card. I'm also hurting this card too, Braxton. Like, no, I mean, locking from the hand is great. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking beautiful. But open rearguard circle really hurts this card depending on the match. If you play against Tachikaze, you're going to be in Loveland. You're playing against Grand Blue, you're going to be beautiful.
Well, I mean, if you're playing against Tachikaze, you're in Loveland with or without this card. That's irrelevant.
Well, I'm talking about like decks that can't keep a board presence in general is going to be very beneficial to you. But like
Shadows would have been a better example, but whatever, you know.
Okay, all right, Shadows or Tachis. Oh, I said Tachis again. Pale Moon or Grand Blue. Decks that can't, like, Grand Blue, this card's great for, because Link Joker has a hard time against Grand Blue to put the game away because they get rid of their dudes and you only have 4 copies of, well, 2, essentially. You only have 2 shots with Universe.
Yeah.
So against this matchup, the card's elegant and great. But, like, against some matchups, this card really does you nothing. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. The only thing I don't like about this card, which is really just a trade-off, is that it's really good in Chaos, but not so great in Messiahs, which is like a trade-off because Messiah's got all the great G guards, so it's whatever.
Also, I will also say this. You just said, Braxton. Also, Messiahs has all the good finishers, and Star Vaders have none.
Yeah.
Do not have, like, and even with this, yeah, you lock their 5 unless you lock 5 of their cards. Like, this card isn't putting them to sleep. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
I mean,
if they've got
5, I'd be pretty upset if I lost 4 cards or 3 cards from my hand.
Okay, maybe, but like that's still 3 circles open. Like, I don't know. I still don't. All I wanted was a dude that got a crit. I just wanted to get a crit somehow. I just wanted a freaking finisher, man. And like, this isn't it. I want a Neon Messiah, but for Star Vaders.
I disagree. I think this card's good enough for the deck that it needs to be in, which in my opinion is CBD.
I mean, I agree. It doesn't need to be in CBD. We can agree on that. For sure. For the other card that isn't GBA.
What about you, Nate? What you think?
I mean, it's a card. That's that much is true. I mean, it's just one of those weird cards where, best case scenario, you are basically making them discard 5 cards. Even Nubatama really can't do that. But at worst case scenario, you don't do anything with it. You might as well be striding Harmonix Messiah. At least you get the 16k base instead of a 15 plus. Woo! So, I mean, yeah, woo. So, I mean, it's a conditional card. It's going to depend what deck you're playing, how good is it. It's going to depend what matchup you're playing against, how good is it. Sometimes it's going to be really, really great, and sometimes it's just going to be poop. So, you got it. You've got the best and the worst all in one card. Congratulations. There we go.
So next card is going to be Ambush Dragon Stealth Dragon Mandela Ryu-O. So
Ryu-O?
Ryu-O. So this is obviously the GB8 for Murakumo. So act Vanguard once per turn, GB8. Choose 2 cards from your drop zone, return them to the deck. Search your deck for the 2 cards with the same name as this unit. Call them to separate rear guards, and until the end of turn, they get Shadow Stitch, Auto, Rear Guard. Choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them. At the end of the battle, that your Vanguard attacked a rear guard. If the attack did not hit, you may pay the cost.
Attack the rear guard.
Attack the Vanguard, sorry. If that attack did not hit, you may pay the cost. If you do, move this stand unit to your Vanguard, shuffle your deck. So, it's a triple stand Vanguard. And I have no qualms with this. I mean, granted, it's a -1, but like, hey, it's triple standing Vanguard time. Nothing wrong with that.
Murakumo took the deep police approach and was like everything on the Vanguard.
Yeah. I guess the only other qualm that I have with this is because I'm assuming triggers don't transfer. So, like crits wise and power for that matter.
I mean, unless you have dudes that swing from the back on their own, which I don't know which cards can and can't.
Yeah. So, though, especially from Murakumo. I like this card in general. This card is nice. It's the meme dream. Is it Die King levels? Of course not, but it's a meme dream, and I can get behind the meme dream. Nate, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, they've taken your standard poking strategy and taken it one step further. Now you're just rewriting every time and getting drive checks.
It's raging form.
It really is.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, let's go into the last GB8 that we've had so far.
Didn't even ask my opinion. I see how it is.
Yeah, Braxton, that's because you and we in mind meld right now. We got the same.
Oh, okay.
Nah, seriously though, you got any ideas? Any general thoughts?
I really like this card. I like it a lot. I don't know why, but I just like it. I think it's gonna do big things. Big things.
I will say this: from a card design perspective, I like it a lot. Practice, how it'll do, I don't know.
Chat says triggers will stay because you're moving the unit. You're not rewriting.
I was wondering because that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong. So yeah, now I'm all about this. Is Destruction Tyrant, Vulcan Tyranno, Stride and Gorge is Tachikaze. It's a dinosaur. Is basically Jason's dinosaur from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, but blue.
Lovely.
Auto, Generation Break 8, when your rear guard is retired, choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, choose one of your rear guards, and until the end of turn, that unit and this unit gets power plus 10k. Yeah, I'm all about this. It's fine.
I don't know what to say about this card because I don't know enough about the Tachis to say if it's good or not. So, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like there's some kind of amazing combo there, but I don't know. This is great with the Tom clone.
Is Jose frozen?
I think Jose's
looks frozen to me.
Jose died.
Jose, are you frozen?
No, I'm back. I'm back.
There we go.
I'm back.
Just awkward silence while Jose is making a really weird face. Is he supposed to be doing that?
Yeah. It's totally okay. The only good thing is that they have a Tom too, so it's like, hey.
I just said that.
I didn't hear you. It froze. It froze, Braxton. I can't help you all the time. See, mind meld, man. All right.
Nate's computer froze Jose. Oh Lord, it's starting.
Skynet. Johnny 5! Not Johnny 5!
Oh no.
So let's talk about the card everyone wants us to talk about except for Nate. Holy Divine Knight Gancelot Peace Saver. This man ain't bringing peace, he's bringing death.
He brings peace.
So,
he brings peace through violence, Jose. Come on now.
So this is Gancelot. Our boy is finally back. We haven't seen Gancelot since season 3.
Yeah, he was a poopy gold paladin then, but now he's back where he belongs.
Wait, what are you talking about, man? Gancelot Zenith was no joke. You weren't playing games back then.
Yeah, he wasn't a roll paladin though, so he was bad by default.
Hey, no, you ain't right. He wasn't though. He wasn't. He wasn't searching no blaster blades then. So this is the GR,
But he's still getting crits now.
The new set. Let's go into the skill real quick. So, Stride, Auto, Vanguard. When this unit attacks, if you have a heart card with Alfred or Blaster in its card name, countercharge 1. Countercharge 1. Until the end of that battle, this unit gets drive check +1. And then, if you have a face-up card in your G zone, this unit gets critical +1. Second skill. Continuous G zone during your turn. If this unit is face up, all your rear guards with Blaster Blade in their name. Continuous rear guard resist. I'm so happy with this card. It's so nice. I'm gonna hand it over to Braxton. Brax, go ahead. Give me your spiel on why you love this card.
Nah, I'll go last because this needs to. We need to talk about things.
Okay, so number 1, let's end this debate once and for all. Braxton, you were wrong. Nate, you were right. Bushiroad's still stupid. They're still gonna give Royals dumb things.
Oh yeah.
Snake Guard was not enough of a deterrent. There's still dumb things. 2, I would acknowledge the viability. Nate also brought up the idea of playing this in decks that do not run Alfred or Blaster Blade as a grade 3, but still run the Blaster Blade engine in order to protect your Blaster Blade cards. Option just depends on whether or not you'll actually use it. You could, like Nate suggested, you could get rid of Breezy, our boy Free Breezy, and put in this instead. Totally viable option. Would not hate it at all. Also,
you just need a way to flip it up.
Yeah, well, 5S could get you there. There's also probably another few cards that could do it. So could Brocade.
Yeah, Brocade. Couldn't Transcending.
But 5S would be the Transcending the Heavens could too. However, 5S is the best because he's also a first stride.
Oh, okay.
So you can just open with 5S, flip up him, and now for the rest of the game, your Blaster Blades are free. Well, they really shouldn't have made that second skill like that okay. Just if it's face up, all Blaster Blades are safe. Like, that was not cool. I think they should have put that behind a Vanguard restriction of some sort as well.
I mean, if you're planning to do that strat in Saint Guard, I'm okay with that because that's one extra turn that you're not face.
Man, today is not a good day for my internet. Also, continuing onwards with the first skill. I think I said this with another card before. Like, when did countercharging become a cost? And where was I for this transition? I think it's crazy that countercharging is a cost. And let me tell you something. I love Cosmic Heroes. Cross Gallop is now ass. Like, it was good when it came out. Rebellion made it worse. This card makes it literal poop. Like, this card's just like, make me 35. Counterblast 1. Cut that out. I ain't playing that. Card's dumb. It's really dumb. Everyone should play it in one form or the other. We can talk for hours about the implication of making Blaster Blades resist. Well, not just Blaster Blades, and that's the important thing here. Cards with Blaster Blade in their name. So we're talking Blaster Blade Spirit, Blaster Blade Seeker, Blaster Blade Liberator in extreme format for some reason.
Blaster Blade Exceed.
Blaster Blade Exceed. All these Blaster Blades now got this giant insurance behind my boy Peace Saver. He's bringing the peace. So that's my general thoughts on this card. 10 out of 10. Should not have been made. Terrible design decision. If this is the direction first strides are going, I don't even know. Nate, any words?
I think they have officially killed off Shion. If they have not done so in the anime already, it is coming up.
He's already died once.
Yeah, I think there was some fusion in the boardroom. I really think it has to go like this. Like, really, at Bushiroad, the card designers have to be thinking, okay, let's keep giving Outmile stuff. People will transition, but there's this one, like, executive. He's not the president, of course. He's, like, the VP or something. And he's just like, no, I really like Blaster Blade, and you're going to make me more. So the design team is just trying to say, we want Outmile, but this exec has just brought the hammer down. And no, it's Blaster Blade all the way, and now the world's in turmoil. That or the card designers are just bad. I don't really know which. I'd like to think the former, I guess. That's all my negativity for the night. Thank you.
Thomas Graham says that Bushiroad hates prep schools. Could be why they're not supporting Brave enough. Be true. Shion does go to a prep school. All right, Braxton, you're last. What you got to say?
So, one, this card is great. Really, really good card. No complaints. No complaints all around. Is it better than Vanguard, though? Now, a lot of people...
It might help you survive Vanguard.
A lot of people, like to bring up, the extra drive does make things like Cross Scalp and Rebellion look like, poop. Things to take into consideration, it doesn't flip anything, which is great, but right now blasters don't really need to do that, so that's irrelevant. And on first stride, it's only the additional check. So really, it's like a +1, which is like in line with other first turn strides.
Outside I would agree with that. Here's my thing. Is it better than I'm gonna let you finish. I'm
not saying the card is like bad or anything. I'm saying it's not. I'm not saying it's out the bat broken.
Are you done, Braxton? Just so before I talk again.
I think so. I think the only thing else I have to say is so in order to get the crit, it has to be your second strider. You got a G guard, and you can only effectively use it in Alfred or blaster based decks.
Effectively, yes, I will give you that. But here is my one thing. All right, so the extra card, while seemingly inconsequential, could mean life or death.
Yeah,
especially after first stride. That's my first contention. My first statement there, which is it better than Vanguard? I don't know.
I don't either.
I will make judgment. That's yet to be seen. So against it doesn't. So like,
I'm sorry. Repeat that. You're like phasing out.
Chronicle.
Oh my God, Jose. Jose, you're dying.
Oh. Am I back?
Sure.
All right. Sorry about that. So my thing is, in matchups like Kagero and Gear Chronicle, those two in particular, that are very difficult for Royal Paladins, are not difficult for this deck now, or in Blasters in particular. They're difficult for Vanguard because, like, you only got so many Blaster Blades. You only have so many targets. And yeah, you can replenish your board, but there's only like if you wipe your board and you commit to your hand, you better win that turn or you lose. You can't really afford a turn of. You can go into Alfred, but it hurts you. The blaster deck is going to be a more overall staying power build. It's going to have
it's quality over quantity.
Yeah, and so like, is it going to be better than Vanguard? Maybe. If the game ever slows down an inch and Vanguard gets pushed out, then yeah, but blasters are going to be dumb because protecting your blaster blades against Head Around, against the Nile Griffin, some of these cards that are just dumb, heck, is so great and so bad at the same time. If that makes sense. So great for the player, bad for the game. That's what I mean. That's my general thoughts on the card, on that aspect of it.
Okay.
They're saying that Flogo can still kill the same, but not when it's attacking. If a player has a Flogo on the board on his opponent's turn, he was not thinking. Because like someone just commented like Kagero can still kill the Flogo. Not on the turn he has it.
Yeah, they can. We got the G guard for that.
What G guard kills it?
The Fighters Collection G guard.
The Fighters Collection G guard kills something in the back row?
It kills grade 1 or less, I think.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, the Fighters Collection G guard.
Well, there's two, Braxton. There's technically the old one too.
You ain't talking about that.
Oh, the flip up one?
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. That's good. Okay. I didn't know that. I forgot about that.
And defeat flare.
But I mean, defeat.
Yeah,
but
okay.
To be fair, you can see defeat flare coming a mile away.
I mean, you can. You just can't do anything about it.
Yes, you can. You can just swing with your rear guards first. Defeat flare only goes off on Vanguard swing.
Okay, but you're making. Go ahead.
No. All I'm saying is that you guys are kind of still making my argument for me. I have now forced my opponent to what he could do with one heal to get rid of my blast blade. He now has to use 2 heals or a defeat flare to get out of my way, to get into my way. To put a kink in my armor, he has to dig that much deeper. Whereas before, all he had to do was Denial Griffin, the Blaster Blade. Problem solved.
I totally agree. I personally think the second skill, the Blaster Blade Resist skill, is far more dangerous than the first skill. The first skill, in my eyes, it'll eventually get replaced with Power Creep. That's not an issue. The second skill, as long as they continue supporting Blaster Blade like they have been doing, that skill will never get outdated, and it will be equally dangerous from now until they stop supporting it, which we can't predict. So, super happy.
And it just straight gets around Head Around.
No, because then they just head around the Flogo away, which is arguably the better play.
Well, now it definitely is a better play if they have the place of cancel it. I don't know, man.
If you're not playing Royals, you should be worried. If you are playing Royals, congratulations. You haven't left Tier 1 since BT16. Enjoy it!
Hey.
That's also, like, let's bring up that topic to a lesser degree and less negative. Like, Braxton, you and I are poking hairs at which Royal build is the superior one.
No,
it's like
that's not what my argument was at all. My argument was everyone was saying this card is bonkers and broken. I'm just like, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that off the wall crazy when we still have Vanguard around. Is the card good? Yeah, no doubt. But is it broken? So.
But here's the thing, though, and I agree with you to a certain extent. But like, here's the thing: up until this card's release, and maybe lose as well to a lesser extent, I did not think that blasters were going to be anywhere close. I thought they were going to be tier 2 at best. I was like, they'll be tier 2 at best. Blasters will be tier 2. Pure blasters will be tier 2 at best. Like,
I don't.
Exceed and some legend deck was just revealed. And like, given what we
Okay.
already had about support. Now, with just the support we got up to the legend deck, just into the legend deck, I didn't see a way in which blasters could beat Brave or beat Vanguard.
I disagree with that.
In a large amount of games. Nah, I mean Brave in the late game will put you to sleep. And Vanguard in the early game will put you to sleep. Where does that leave where does that leave blasters to beat you in? The mid game? They will I mean you might beat Atma in the mid game, but you can't really beat Vanguard in the early game because it's gonna crush you with his boy. Which is what you're saying. But like I think that the bane of Vanguard has always been a first stride that can get you cards. Now, I can't tell you if 4 cards makes that much of a difference than 3. I'll tell you 5 cards makes that much of a difference because Aura guys will get you 5 cards. Maybe 6.
Or guys will get you more than 5 cards.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about that bare minimum and get you 5.
Okay.
And I've had players use it and just get 5, and then I lost. But that's just anecdotal evidence. That's all I'm just saying, though. I'm saying, like, I don't know if 4 cards is enough. I know 5 has been enough for me personally to put me to sleep, to exhaust me. And I sure as heck know that 6 and 7 are, which is what Urgeyser can definitely do. So the question is going to boil down to whether or not 1 extra drive really makes a difference. So that's my general thoughts here. Braxton, sorry. I'm going to give you the final word, though. Final word, Braxton. Go.
I'm just saying I don't think this card. I'm not saying this card is weak. The card's definitely strong. I just don't think it's as broken as people are saying it is.
Okay.
That's
fair.
Like on first stride, it lets you get a free search, which is absolutely amazing, and it gives you an extra card in the form of drive checks. It's awesome. And since it doesn't flip anything, you can run more than 1, 2, 3, even 4 if you feel like, and you get a crit afterwards. That's really good.
And it gives you a counter charge. We've all completely ignored that it gives you a counter charge.
I just said that.
Oh, I couldn't hear you, man. Sorry.
Yeah, because essentially it gives you a free search because you stride it, you search with Exceed, and then you flip it up later.
Also, how does a lot mechanically make sense in Royals? That's Jorge's question or Jorge's statement. It doesn't mechanically, but it does as an homage.
Mechanically, like, what do you mean by Royals? Because, like...
Royals call things. It
like,
doesn't make sense there.
I mean,
Royals
have a unit...
Here's the thing. Go. Like, it doesn't make sense in, like, Vanguard or Atma. It makes perfect sense in Blasters.
That's true. He's right. It does. I'm just saying it makes sense in terms of Gansalot, even. Because Gansalot got a crit, and Gansalot got a Blaster Blade. Well, like, everything's getting Blaster Blades, so he had to step that up, so he's going to protect Blaster Blades. And he can still get the crit, but you needed something else to make it spicy. Let's give it a drive check, too, and that's when they got too close.
Well, I think the extra drive check thing was because, you know, Alfred plays around with extra drive checks, so the whole theme of Blasters is extra drive checks.
I mean, Royals already had every other mechanic, so adding drive check, an extra drive check was nothing new. It's like they already had everything. They could give resist, they could countercharge, they could get crits. What's new about this other than the drive check? Even then, what's Royal Paladin's mechanic when they do it all? What is their mechanic? That's all I'm saying. They do everything. Their mechanic is the game. Enjoy.
I'm okay with this. No, not really.
All right.
But
so we gotta go ahead, Rex.
So, like, this first stride, obviously, it's really good. Obviously, they made this card the way it is because they're trying to get people to play it less Vanguard. Is it going to do that? Just real quick, yes or no? Or I don't know.
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
And assuming that is their intention with Gancelot, did they succeed? Which we can't really know until the thing comes out. So
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yes, I think people are going to switch from Vanguard to this. I think.
Nate, what do you
That's
think?
about that.
Nate?
I mean, yeah, it's why people switch decks all the time just because it's fun. I see absolutely no reason if you have a Saint Guard deck or a Gear Chronicle deck or a Night Rose deck, why you wouldn't just pick this thing up for fun. Because, I mean, what, 80% of what you need is coming in the Legend deck? Other than the Gancelot and what other little support you're going to get in the set, it's going to be a cheapish build. Maybe aside from the Alfreds, I don't know how much they're going for right now, but yeah, why not? Why not?
Realistically, I might even need them. All right, well, let's get to the actual topic of the night because we actually haven't even gotten to that yet. So,
I mean, this was kind of part of it.
So, spring is ending and flowers are blooming, and we're about to hit the summer, and the summer means pool times and summertime metas, and it's not looking that different than what you're playing right now.
And drive checks in the beaches.
That's right. Also, the always promised, always delivered. So let's get talking about what the meta is going to look like come this summertime. In the U.S. particularly. So we'll definitely have GB11 to look forward to, as well as the Legend deck, as well as Fighters Collection.
As well as Ruby Labyrinth?
As well as Ruby Labyrinth. So those are pretty much all the releases that we know will happen in the summer. Along with the Bermudas.
Okay.
But we don't know what it's in the Bermudas actually, so
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. So let's take a crack at that and what it means. So let's all first things first. What is one deck that you know is going to be in the meta that you are going to see played?
Granblue.
Okay. Nate?
Saint Guard. Woo!
I'm going to say still Gear Chronicle. I don't think Gear Chronicle's going anywhere.
You took the easy answer. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Be creative.
From that, we talked about the top deck. Those are the top three, definitely. I think Luard. I think we can all agree Luard is definitely getting up there finally, right?
I mean, it's already gonna, like, ever since that crit came out, the deck is just insane.
That's what I'm saying. I'm really surprised because I'm surprised, but it's like kind of funny that like that deck was so expensive when it really wasn't topping, and then now that it's I don't know how expensive it is now. I'm sure it's still like super expensive, but like it took a while for that deck to finally hit its grooving point. But now I think it's gonna definitely be tier 1. Aside from that though, I think that's all like the tier 1 decks.
So we got Granblue at the top, then in no particular order, Gears, Royals, Luard. I feel like we're missing one. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We got those 4.
Just so you know, the market price on Morfessa is still $28. I would not bet the deck has dropped in price that much. Just the thought. Whatever. It's a grade 2 you need.
So let's talk about what decks outside.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm hating my internet today. What decks outside of tier 1 are we gonna see in the meta?
I'm gonna put my foot out and say Gurgwit.
You really think Gurgwit can make it now?
I think
to the top tables.
I think Gurgwit can make the top tables.
I agree. I think their stride is beautiful and awesome, and I mean that both in art and in skill. and I really like their new Grade 3 as well. Nate, what's another deck you think are going to make it the top tables this summer that isn't of the 4 we just mentioned?
Let me see some Nova Grapple action. I'm gonna go with chat. Let's see Novas get some action now that GBT 10 has dropped. Let me see some like 5 times restanding Vanguard. Let's go.
I'm down. I mean, a favorite champ is not to be underestimated.
Also, like what Tricorn 54 mentioned, size has been on the rise lately, and they have been. They really have been.
Yeah, that's true. I've always seen them at the top tables, so like I can see them at the top tables, and I can still consider that happening over the summer. I'm gonna say D Police. This is the summer D Police become an actual threat, not my name's Glass Cannon. Let me come. Does it shoot today? No, it's gonna be like I'm here. Notice me, senpai.
Really?
Yeah, because I played a couple matches when I was traveling this weekend against D-Max, and it isn't even just D-Max that's the threat. That grade 0, like I was playing Vanguard, obviously. That grade 0 is still a threat, man.
The one that lets you stride?
That one's tough to get around. Like you can't really get. I mean, obviously they exhaust resources, but it's like
it's only an egg 1, assuming they go into dire.
Dire. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like that's not bad to get GB live, and then they can just abuse Die Hawk, Die Jet. I mean,
and
to
Laurel.
keep buffing their dudes and Laurel. Let's not ignore Laurel as an existence because it is a very viable threat. So I'm saying this is the year that I think this is the summer D Police finally make it to the top tables like consistently. That's my thought.
Not bad. Not bad. All right, so what are we gonna tell people to stop playing?
OTT. If you're still playing OTT, it's time. Time to just cut it.
Stop playing Royal Paladins. They're good. I'm just sick of it. So that would be nice. I honestly, I mean this from the heart. I think people need to give up the Genesis Wise Man loop. I understand it's a thing that can happen, but I think we all need to accept it's not super consistent and things are just killing you too quickly. Let's give it up, move on, you had your time. Enjoy.
You tried to break your game, but it's time to go to bed.
Eternal Ringmaster says thank you, Nate.
I think also Pale Moon. You got really shafted in Roaming Labyrinth, and I know you're still gonna keep playing it, and I respect you for it. But you kind of got the shaft. So don't spend money if you don't have to.
Nightmare Dolls 2.0.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's time to put Kagero to bed. It's been a while to put Kagero to bed, but now it's just.
Ooh.
Man, hearing that come
bold
from
words.
Jackson, how much does that hurt to hear you say that?
It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. I think it's time. Unless something like amazing comes out soon, and we got a while for that. So this summer is not the year of Kagero. It's time for Kagero to go to the beach and just chill, get that tan on, relax, wait.
There was so much emotion in that, it froze my computer. Like I was my computer didn't want to hear the words. So since we're all, we talked about some decks. Like, all right, if you were going to take one deck into the summer and your objective was to win as many tournaments, both locals, ARGs, states, regionals, if you go to one, what deck would you take? Why?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna take blasters.
Like new blasters?
Yeah.
Ooh, don't double charge me for that. All right, okay. And that's with the intent to win as many tournaments as possible.
So just messing around, like testing it. It's dirty, man. It's in my opinion, it's dirty.
All right, friendo, I believe in you. All right, Nate. One deck.
Go ahead, Braxton. Finish your thought.
It's either that or Lord. Because Lord knows I don't have money to build Granblue right now.
I'm going with Gear Chronicle. I still think they have one of the best first strides. They have some of the most devastating rear guards, and nothing has hampered them. They have gone nowhere. I mean, to my knowledge, they're still topping a solid like 15 to 20%. Statistically, that's where it's at. Enjoy.
All right, Jose, what are you doing?
I know people are thinking of me saying the 16 crit meme dream of Vanguard.
No, he plays 14 crits and 2 draw.
No, man, I'm playing 16 crit now. So
are you seriously playing 16
I actually
crit?
wouldn't play the. Yeah, baby.
Oh my lord.
Deck is built and ready to go. Aside from that, dead serious, given infinite resources, Night Rose. I'd go Night Rose. I'd go Night Rose and I'd just put everyone to bed.
You know, it's funny because like 2 months ago, you weren't a believer.
I wasn't. I'm a believer now. I believe. Give the Night Rose. I'd play that deck until that deck is so good. So good. So good. And it would be so much. I just think that like it'd be. I just have a hard time figuring out what your hard matchup is there. Like Gear Chronicle and Ward maybe, but like matchup against both those decks. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So given the deck you just chose, so Braxton, you picked Blasters.
Yeah.
What deck would you not want to run into? Blaster deck.
Link Joker of any variety.
Oh yeah, you're not running out for it, so you're not running the outs.
No, the best I could do is like run a one of Bakura and pray.
What about you, Nate? What's the one deck you don't want to see?
Night Rose. I think they're the biggest threat to lasting through both the early and the late game, so just not deal with it. I'd take the mirror match, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to run into the mirror match. That might be a possibility. Because Gear Chronicle versus Gear Chronicle is nasty.
That's true. Those matchups are not fun to watch. I mean, they are fun to watch, but they're not fun to watch.
No, they're not.
I'm going to also agree with Nate. I just don't want to run into Vanguard. Because it's the only deck that can really explode with such ferocity.
Did I say Vanguard? I don't remember saying
he didn't say Vanguard.
Oh.
He literally just said he doesn't want to play against Night Rose.
Oh. My bad. I would run.
Nope, Jose died.
I just wouldn't want to deal with it.
Oh, frozen. What a lovely face. What a lovely face.
Let's go ahead. So that's our general summer thoughts and ideas. If you want to know more, make sure you keep asking us these questions and stuff like that. But aside from that, we talked a lot today about blasters and metas. But now it's time. Make sure you send them down, and Braxton's gonna ask he's gonna get the first one. So Braxton, if you find one you like, pick one out.
All right, ask Absolutions. Let's go. Ask Absolution. Do you feel a Flogel ban / limit incoming? No.
Maybe a replay.
I don't have a real reason for you why, but I just don't. If they did ban it, they reprint it as a stand trigger with the same ability.
Beautiful.
Like, the reason why I don't see them like putting a limit on it is because they literally printed the card to work with the other card. So if anything, they would do like they did with the Jewel Knights and reword it and give it a condition. So like, if you're not running a Vanguard with Alfred or Blaster Blade in the name, you can't run Flogel. Anything on that? Yes, no, maybe so's.
I don't think I agree with you, Bryce. Flogel's not going to get banned. Bushra, but I'm only going to say it because Bushra likes to sell product. Banning Flogel would affect the sales of the Legend deck. They're not going to ban Flogel.
I was going to say, historically, we've only gotten a max of 1 ban per year, and that was in January, so we're due at least another, 7 months. So, whatever.
Yeah, till the next tournament season ends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a good way to do a ban list.
So Spartan asked me to add Enigman Helm to Gallop. Helm is not once per turn. I know that. Unfortunately, for some reason, at the launch of Trinity Dragon, everything with Gallop in its name or close to Gallop support was atrociously expensive. It's still kind of high up there, and I just haven't had the time. I've been too busy getting stuff ready for blasters that I haven't had time to buy stuff.
All right, Nate. Your turn. Pick a question.
Hashtag asks Absolution, can Dark Irregulars become a constant threat with set 11, or will Bushiroad shaft them because of Gilderay, whatever you want to call that? They have potential because we have seen Dark Irregulars. Dark Irregulars were pretty powerful back in GBT 03, 04.
What I'm on.
That time frame? Yeah. The only issue they really have now is they have not adapted to G Guardians very well, because their whole shtick was a really high number with a crit that you couldn't PG, and G Guardians just kind of took that away. So Dark Irregulars need to find a way to either spread the power around or find a workaround G Guardians, and then sure, they can be a definite threat. Yeah.
I want to expand on that a little bit.
Please do.
Because I know, Nate, how much you hate it when older things get supported, but it just seemed like the deck was at its highest peak when Amon got support. I think they should just ride the dream. Sil, whatever his name is, doesn't seem to be working out the way they intended. Yeah. Shararat doesn't seem to be the way they intended. I think they should just ride the dream.
I mean, if they maybe get a new keyword, if every clan gets a new keyword like New Batama, and they get a good keyword, it could change some things around. It'd be interesting.
This is true. Especially if the two keywords can mesh together.
Oh, double keyword units? That could be spicy.
Ooh.
Oh, spicy. Don't double charge me for that. Hashtag, maybe it would give me something to use along with Brave. Hashtag Ask Absolution. Are you guys excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Also, the new Injustice, and what do you think? 1, very excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm not a huge Injustice guy. That's more Braxton's thing.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't read the Injustice comic series, you should. It is so amazing. I don't even care if you like the fighting game or not. It doesn't matter. The comic series is very well done. And matter of fact, the first issue of Injustice 2 comic series came out last week, I think. So definitely give that a start. But I'm definitely excited for both Guardians and Injustice 2.
Definitely. So, oh, this is an interesting one. Hashtag Ask Absolution. Should there be a limit on critical triggers in a deck? Opening the floor.
Huh. What would
I thought about this.
what would be the limit? Just 4 heals and be done with it? Or
No, I would say a maximum of 8.
Okay.
Up to 8. I think that would be fair.
Okay. I'll roll with it. I don't really have an opinion on it.
I get torn because if you set it to 8 and you favor decks that get crits naturally, like those decks are already favored anyway, so it's like, why not?
Like I feel like either way it would be good and or bad for the game, no matter which direction you took. So I'm kind of like stuck in the middle.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say no, because that really just sounds like a Bushiroad kind of thing to do. Actually, it sounds like a thing they would do to try and work around a problem without actually fixing the problem. They've just like slapped a band-aid on when I've severed my jugular, they've just put a band-aid on it. I'd rather see I would rather see a fundamental fixing of key issues in the game versus, oh, we'll just make crits a little less likely in certain decks. Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. I like the jazz hands. This is specifically to Braxton. Braxton, hashtag Absolution. You better come over to my apartment tonight on Friday.
Hashtag called out.
I don't know where that one came from.
I don't know where that one came from either. I'm kind of scared.
Hashtag called out.
Came from places unknown versus unseen. So you better find a way to my apartment Friday night, or else.
Good luck, friend.
I think we're going to call it a night there, actually, boys and girls. But Nate, are you going to be doing a live stream today?
Yeah. I'll find something fun to stream.
Approximately what time and on what channel can they find you on?
So since it is Ryan's birthday, the best way you can support him and give him a good birthday gift is to subscribe to Team Absolution Gaming on YouTube and follow us on Twitch, because you can't really subscribe there. I'm going to say 11 o'clock. We'll do 11 to midnight, and I'll just pick a really weird game on PC because I have to wait for it to get a little darker before I can do Outlast 2 comfortably. So I'll do that tonight as well after the live stream. So I'm excited. Yay. I'll run it in 4K too. I'll be so excited. I'll be scared in 4K.
Also, if you guys like Mario Kart and Mario Kart Action, make sure you check out Friday, because that game comes out Friday. I will be doing a Switch on Team Absolution Gaming Day to be determined, and for the launch of that game, and I will make sure and race people all around the world.
Oh, Colonel, how you gonna miss the stream, fam? You know what time it is.
Oh, Corm, hang around for another hour or two and come back to the gaming live stream. That'll be fun, right? Right? Yeah.
All right. So, everyone take it easy. Have yourselves a great night. This is the Captain, the Express, and
the Phantom.
The Phantom Nate signing
There
off.
you go.
We love you all very much. Have a great evening, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Hal says goodbye.